Good morning. I am Attorney Karen Jimeno. Today is the last day of 2024. After looking back at the year that was yesterday, we will now look ahead into 2025 through tarot card reading. As a special skill, tarot card reading is not an exact science, but it merely offers paths or outcomes depending on present energies. It does not totally predict the future, but only exposes possibilities and challenges. What do the tarot cards say about the country's political and economic scenes in 2025? Joining us this morning at the BNC studio is online tarot card reader, Coach Ana Santiago. Good morning, Coach Ana.
Good morning, Attorney.
So first, maybe you can teach us what tarot card reading is all about. How did you learn this skill to read tarot cards?
Okay, so I learned this particular skills. It's more on self-taught because during the pandemic also was my awakening. I was awakened to a certain calling na I needed to know more about myself. And with the help of the tarot cards, it helped me dealt with certain things that I don't know about myself, uncovering what are the paths that I needed to take. And now, right here, in front of you, is what I have been since then at that I awakened from that certain time.
So what were you doing primarily as a profession before the pandemic, before you became a tarot card reader?
So before I was a professor.
A professor?
Yes,
of what subject?
Tourism and hospitality. I am a full-time professor for 10 years. I teach college students.
Where do you teach?
Before I taught at STI College, Caloocan. So I handle students who are culinary students, tourism students, and hospitality students. I teach them how to do bed making, the culinary cards, and other pertinent subjects that is relevant to that particular field.
And back then, did you feel that you already had like an extra talent for having insights into people?
So a little bit of background. Before, when I was a child, I was drawn to the esoteric. I was drawn to doing tarot readings by regular cards. But I was dismissed on that certain belief growing up as a Catholic child that it was work of the devil, it's not being practiced as an occult. So I got dismissed by that. So by this time, by the pandemic, those were the time that I was awakened. So it's more on recalling what I've already known.
Did your parents say anything when they found out that you were getting into tarot reading?
Actually, they didn't mind about it. To tell you honestly, I have a brother who is a priest. So he is a priest, and also I have a sister who is a Muslim. So we are well-rounded when it comes to religion.
Or very open. But none of them said anything about tarot card reading as being the work of the devil. As you mentioned earlier, a lot of people say that it's demonic or it's witchcraft. What do you say about that?
So far, based on their reactions, they supported me. They are fond of what I do because I help other people. I get advices, I give them insights with regards to their certain situation.
So when you became a tarot card reader, you started online.
Yes.
Was this during the pandemic?
After the pandemic, it was 2021.
Why do you prefer online instead of face-to-face, especially since this is already post-pandemic?
Oh, I was transitioning from being a college professor. I was working. At the same time, I'm doing the online readings. And now that I'm open to doing those certain practices, I cater to personal or the face-to-face tarot sessions. But it depends on the locations kasi I'm very particular in where this will be held because I'm very sensitive when it comes to energies.
But doesn't it affect your ability to read someone if online lang?
No.
Diba yung pag in person, diba yung energy, baka mas nasisense mo?
No, it doesn't affect. I tap into their energies based on their names.
And do you mind sharing how much you charge per session?
First session, the initial sessions that I have for video recorded, I have 444 pesos. That is for 10 minutes. And then for the virtual session, which is on call via Zoom, I usually charge them the basic one is 1,111.
For how many
That is
minutes?
for 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
And 2 hours is 3,333.
May 2 hours?
Yes.
Ano yung
The 2 hours,
babasahin mo pag 2 hours?
it's more on the year ahead reading. So I give them the insight of what they will be expecting or anticipating for the whole year po. And alongside of that, whole month, all of the months, 12 months.
Oh, wow. So exhaustive talaga.
Yes. And alongside of that, parang may coaching approach din siya. So I usually give them advices, based on my experience on how they will be handling their situations. in
And
life.
Coach Ana, you said you were self-taught. So at what point did you realize that your skill level was sufficient to give tarot reading cards to other people? Walang nagsucertify kung certified tarot card reader yung
Actually,
isang tao.
before I did that to other people, I did it to myself. So I asked the cards for guidance on what will I take on this path. Particularly, one thing, before I resign. Actually, I did use that in consulting if I should resign for the job. So it gave me the answer. I already know what is the answer, but I'm seeking that certain validation if it's the right thing to do. Then the cards confirm it to me.
Well, you mentioned that you grew up in a Catholic family.
Yes.
Did your religion change or your religious beliefs after you became a tarot card reader?
No, it widened. And now I'm being open that there are different religions. I respect them. I'm not only conservative to Catholic, though I believe in the Catholicism, but more on I'm open that there are other religions, there are other practices, that it's not only the Catholic.
Do you still go to church?
Yes, I do.
And
go
you
to-
still pray?
Yes.
So when you're looking for guidance, like when you were thinking about resigning, did you pray about it as well, apart from tarot card reading?
Yes, and also the tarot cards and consulting to other people like my siblings, my parents.
Has there ever been a time where those were conflicting? Yung advice sa'yo ng mga iba, and then based on, usually when you pray, you ask for a sign, and then tarot card reading results. May times ba na magkakaiba yung tatlong yon?
With the tarot cards, it's more on aligned to my answer, aligned to what I intuitively know. The answer.
Maybe because of the energy you were
Yes.
giving out. So it is possible to do it to yourself, to read
Yes.
for yourself. And are tarot cards exclusively used for tarot card reading, or is it possible to use the typical ordinary playing cards for tarot card reading?
Yes, we can use the typical playing cards, but
Pwede
it
pala.
depends. I don't know how to interpret them, but other people, other tarot readers, they do interpret the regular the playing cards.
Well, since you studied tarot cards, do you know the origin? Did this come from a specific country and at
Yes.
a specific era? Like how far back was this practice?
I think this practice had been here since the 1800s. It started way back in Europe. I think it's Italy. The
Italy.
tarot So they usually called it as the tarot. So that is where it originated.
Okay, but you don't know kung like 1500s or 1800s?
Probably 1800s, as I can recall.
Wow, so it's been around for hundreds of
yes,
years.
it's been around for hundreds of years. And other people had been practicing it, but in a different approach. May kanya-kanya silang way on how they practice.
So if this
these
is of or European origin, is it correct to say tarot or is it tarot?
Tarot. I think it's
so
a
silent
silent
T.
T.
So it's a bit French?
Yes.
It's French.
French and
Ah.
Italian.
What does it stand for? Do you know?
I forgot the meaning of it. I usually have it encountered recently in a certain event, but it's more on. I forgot the meaning of. But
Can you
I'll-
show us what
Yes.
they look like?
Okay, so the tarot cards is composed of 78 cards, wherein it has suits and it has the major arcana. It's divided into two, the minor and the major arcana. The minor arcanas is the suit of the swords, the pentacles, the wands, and also the cups. So the cups we have here on the side. And the major arcana composed of different images that represent life events.
Wow, how technical ah.
So
So can you show us the major cards?
Okay, So the major card, we have here, I cannot show the figure. So we have here the world card. So the world card, it represents completion.
Or maybe
So,
you can take out your hand.
yeah, there we go.
Ayan.
Ayan. So we have here the world card. It's represent completion, cycles, or it's starting a new beginning. But before we start, I will be interpreting, before we start new beginnings, we had to learn the lesson because cycles. Travel as well. This represents travel.
Okay.
So
And it looks like a very pleasant card. I
Yes.
remember sa tarot cards, sometimes you have death. And I
Yes.
find that scary. Na, ay, naku, wag naman sana yun lumabas.
So-
But maybe you can tell us more about that
Speaking
later.
of the death card you had mentioned, so with the death card, a little scary, but then again, the meaning of this death card, it's death and rebirth.
Okay,
So
maybe you can
ending
show it
here.
closer to... Okay.
Death and rebirth, meaning to say ending of cycles, releasing the old so that you can rebirth,
So it's
reborn.
not necessarily a bad thing.
Yes,
Kasi
not necessarily.
yung iba, pag sinabing tarot
Death.
reading, wag na kasi baka pag makita ko yung death, baka matakot ako.
no.
But it's not their own
Yes.
death. It's really
Yes.
a rebirth.
Rebirth. It's more
Okay.
on what they call that, energetically.
Okay.
death.
And what is the Fool about?
The
This
full card,
Yeah.
it's more on taking a leap of faith, taking a risk. So sometimes with the full, you happy-go-lucky, just jumping in. But then again, before you jump in a certain situation, you had to remove the limitation that you have with certain things.
Interesting. So they're more positive now. And what
Yes.
about the High Priestess?
High Priestess, karmic cycles. Intuition. So karmic cycle, may karma, the term the karma. So sometimes in our past life, we had unfinished business, unfinished lessons. So in this lifetime, when we are reborn, pag na-reborn tayo, dinadala natin siya. And that is the cycle that we had been encountering in our life. And that is the thing that we needed to overcome, needed to learn from.
Okay, so the tarot cards also believe in reincarnation and
Yes.
bringing karma from your past life.
Yes.
Next card. Let's look at the next card. It's the Magician.
Manifestation, keeping a positive mindset with the magician. Kasi with the magician, if you can see the image, it has the water, the pentacle, it has all of the materials, the resources that they have. Meaning to say, as an individual, we have all the resources to make things happen. Nasa atin na lang on how we are going to make the certain actions or decisions.
Okay, let's look at the next card.
Okay, so the next card is
Yan yung na-mention
kanina,
mo
the High
kanina, the High
Priestess.
Priestess. And this is about bringing the past karma from your
karma
prior
or
life.
intuition, trusting the process.
Next card, the Empress.
Empress, it's more in the mother figure of the card. So the queen of all queens, because we have 4 queens in the card. So this one is the one more on focus on nurturing. Investing on yourself, nurturing yourself, mother figure. So what are you going to invest into yourself that will be the one that you are going to give birth?
And next card,
Emperor.
Emperor naman. So kung may Empress, may Emperor
Yes,
din.
it's a partner. So with the Emperor, it's more on being stoic, being strategic, being organized, taking accountability, taking responsibility. The roles of a certain emperor is taking charge, being strategic on instructing their certain sovereign or their certain people.
Let's look at the next card. The Hierophant.
The Hierophant. The Hierophant is the counterpart of the High Priestess. So the Hierophant speaks about teacher. So lessons that have to be learned. So before you level up in life, kasi the Hierophant is the higher level, high priest. Before you level up in life, there are certain things that you needed to learn. It teaches you what you needed to acquire, or the knowledge that you needed to know, so that you will be able to handle whatever outcome is there on the horizon for you.
Okay, let's look at the next card. The Lovers.
Lover, so soulmate. This is a soulmate.
Really?
Yes.
So pag lumabas yan, it talks about your soulmate
Yes.
being either in your life or in the future.
Pag sinabi naman nating soulmate, it doesn't only pertain to love relationship. Kasi every soulmate that we have, it can be friends, it can be family, and even it can be animals. Meaning to say, parte sila ng mga tao that we needed to encounter in this life. It's either they are a blessing or a lesson for us to learn.
Okay, I'm so curious now what you'll find about yourself if you put all of these cards together How many ba yung bubunutin for one person if you're doing a reading?
Actually depends on what will be their concern. So with the race that I have mentioned to you, we had the 444. It usually have what they call that 6-card spread. So the 3 cards, so it states the past, the current, and the possible future. So it's either those certain spreads.
So it varies,
It
yung
varies.
number. And ikaw yung taga-bunot,
Yes
hindi
po.
yung kasama mo.
On my perspective or in my practice, I usually the one pick up the cards. Pero for other tarot readers, they ask their clients, lalo po yung nagpe-face-to-face readings, to pull the cards for them. But for me, I do the cards.
And this one, I'm curious about this, the chariot.
Oh, the chariot is like moving forward. It's more in the positive card on the deck. So it's more in moving forward and being focused, being determined, and having your goals in your certain line.
Let's look at the next card. Strength.
Strength.
Ito, di ba siya literal? Like,
Yes,
strength?
literally strength. It's time for you to have that inner strength. So be resilient. So sometimes I pull this card for certain individuals, like for clients. This is telling them that it's time for you to be resilient. Don't give up. Because sometimes they are in the verge of giving up on those certain dreams, on their certain plan. And this card speaks for itself that it's time for them to build that inner strength within
So
them.
tarot cards can really give you advice,
Yes
no? When
po.
you have a question. Let's look at other cards. The Hermit.
Hermit. It's more on literally the hermit is going within. It's like looking for answers. So you have there the lamp. The person is looking for answers. Sometimes the answers that we are seeking is not found in our surrounding. It's found within you. So this is telling us to pull back your energy, focus on going inward rather than looking for the answers externally.
Okay. And there are a lot of these major cards, right? 22.
Yes.
So is it worth going through each one of them? Like this one, Wheel
Yes.
of Fortune.
Oh, change. Wheel of Fortune. And also it represents, even though this is the wheel of the year, luck is on your side, and also cycles. This speaks about what had been the cycles, what had been the pattern that had been repetitively happening. So it's time for you to break that certain cycles. And for you to welcome that, change must take place with that card.
Interesting. Next card. Justice.
Justice, literally the justice.
So if you see this, is it telling you that you'll be able to encounter justice, or in what circumstances mo ito
It's
nakikita
more
minsan?
on karmic justice. So what have you put out, that is what you will be receiving. So somewhat na kung ano itinanim mo, yun yung magiging bunga. Yun yung makukuha mong reciprocation. And also, this speaks about for guidance, bringing balance in your life. Probably kasi nagkakaroon ng imbalance, more and nagpo-focus ka on other things, na kakalimutan mo na neglect mo na yung mga important details or things in your life.
And those are two different readings,
Yes.
So it depends talaga
Kung ano yung
kung
focus
ano yung, if you have a question, then you'll interpret it appropriately.
Yes po.
Hindi siya iisang meaning lang.
Yes po.
The Hangman, isa pa tong scary.
Hangman is changing a perspective. Kasi sometimes we're the one keeping ourselves stuck. So for you to get yourself unstuck, you had to have a change of perspective. Kasi I do read them in reverse then. So for you to get yourself out of the situation, you have to have a change of perspective on certain things.
Let's look at another card. Ito yung kanina,
Yeah, the death
So you
card.
told me rebirth naman yan. It's not
opo.
so negative.
And
It's
also,
not literal death.
it's more on ending cycles. For others, it's ending toxic habits, toxic patterns, toxic mindset.
What about toxic relationships?
Yes, precisely.
So pag may nagtanong din about like what should I do with my relationship, if this card comes out,
it's a confirmation. It's a confirmation. It's time for you to let go of that relationship.
kawawa naman, pinapa-break na pala. Next card, Temperance.
So temperance is divinely guided. If you see this in a certain spread, meaning to say everything that is taking place in their life is divinely guided. Kumbaga nagkaroon ng divine intervention kaya nangyari yung obstacles, yung challenges, and also this is telling them to bring balance to themselves as well. The same thing with the Justice card and patience. So being patient and trusting the process.
So pag may naantay ka siguro rin, just be patient. If this card
Yes,
comes out, it's telling you just wait.
Just wait for it.
Next card, the
Now,
Devil.
this one. Somewhat yun nga, you think of it as a negative one. But then again, for the Devil card, it speaks about obsessions, addictions, so negative traits. So if I read it in a certain spread, particularly for a client, sometimes you might be dwelling on the negativity, you might be dwelling on the fear, the doubts. Actually, it speaks for itself with the devil energy. Ano yung obsession that you had been focusing on? What have you been dwelling on?
Interesting. So the times that you've done tarot readings, do your clients end up confirming with you na, yes, I've actually been obsessing about this, or I
Yes.
have this addiction to, let's say, like a vice, and then nakikwento nila sa'yo?
Yes, usually it's been confirmed by my clients. Kasi though for my clients, they usually have for relationship, it confirms na kung ano yung nangyayari when it comes to their relationship, that it speaks for their person na, yes, it's totally my person. They are usually dwelling on this certain vices, on this certain situation.
And let's look at the next card. The tower.
Tower. It might sound
May
negative as
burning,
well.
Yeah, may
So,
nasusunog at may mga nahuhulog from the tower.
So with the tower, literally tower moment, it seems like everything is crumbling down. When it comes to your life, you feel that nothing is working, nothing is going right, meaning to say, it's time for you to reassess. So the reason why this certain event or yung card na ito lumalabas, this speaks about na kung ano yung kailangan mo ng i-reassess. Kasi the meaning of the tower moment is growth, transformation, upheaval. So, kaya kailangan magkaroon ng tower moment para ma-realize mo yung mga bagay-bagay. There are certain things that you needed to adjust, you needed to remove, or you needed to leave behind.
So far, what I'm noticing is that none of them are completely negative. It's
Yes.
even the scary cards. It's actually guiding you to do something or to
Work on
work on something or implement a change. But
Yes.
it doesn't say
Totally.
that you're doomed. Like
Yes.
you're going to fall or die or have an accident. Walang
Yes,
mga
wala
ganon,
naman
no?
po.
Let's look at the next card. The star.
With the
Ito
star,
parang
it's more
positive.
on healing. So, mean to say, if I get this in a certain reading, meaning there are certain things that you needed to heal from, and it's time for you to have hope. So, seeing this certain card, meaning to say, it's time for you to have hope that everything that you had been wishing for, what have you been hoping for, will be manifested. But for the end time, you need to heal. You need to nurture yourself first.
Well, we have 4 cards left. So at least for our viewers here, I hope they're learning to
Patient.
understand
Tarot
tarot cards.
cards.
So, the moon.
The moon is more on, this year is the moon card, because if you add the numbers 18 equals 9, we have the personal year number 9, which is letting go, transformation. And the moon card speaks itself na may kailangan kang pagtuunan ng pansin. Might be your judgment is clouded. The reason why everything is clouded as of the moment, because there are certain things that you are missing out. You are not paying attention to. This is the
So,
time.
yung mga ibang naka-drawing sa card, like I'm seeing a lobster that's coming out of the water and 2 wolves and then a sun with the face of a woman. May mga meaning ba lahat yan?
It depends on how you will be channeling them. With the lobster, it speaks something that is creeping you out or some things that needs your attention kasi not necessarily you have been pay attention to that. So the reason why everything is creeping out kasi you are not paying attention. So,
And it's coming from under. Like
Yes.
galing, so dito in this case, galing siya sa tubig. Let's look at the next card. This is the sun.
so the happiest card
And
in
this
the
is the
deck.
well, it does
Yes.
have a child on top of a
So-
unicorn ba to? Parang on a horse. And
Horse.
masaya nga siya.
So with the sun, it's a yes card. If you get the yes or no question, it's the big yes in the card. And also, this speaks that better days is on the horizon. If I get this certain card alongside with the tower, so if I combine them, nagkaroon ng tower moment, tapos may sun card, ibig sabihin, after this certain tower moment, there would be better days on the horizon.
Okay,
Hindi
that's
siya
a
complete
very
darkness.
positive message. Let's look at the next card. We have the last 2 left. Judgment.
Literally, the judgment call. So probably, yun nga, same thing with the tower moment, nagkaroon ng judgment call. There is a certain judgment decision that you needed to make. For you to be able to make this certain decision, connecting it with the moon, kailangan mo muna mag-step back for you to reassess the situation.
And finally, the last
Last
card
one.
is the
world, yes. Completion of a cycle. So after all of what you have gone through from the first card to the last, you are completing the cycle. But before you complete the cycle and start certain things, you had to summarize. You had to learn the lesson from those certain events.
And Coach Ana, do you have famous clients or celebrity clients? And do you mind sharing with us who they are? But before you answer that question, we'll have to take a short break. At the forefront, we'll be right back.
Hello and welcome to Follow the Money. I'm Rain Musngi. Join us as we explore the tools and insights you need to jumpstart your financial journey. The crypto market climbed over $800 billion. Tech giant Alibaba has announced plans to issue notes. Investors are anticipating a significant downward move for the cryptocurrency. Swift is adding a new chapter to her record-breaking year.
Follow the Money, 10:30 a.m.
Keep it here on BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel. Always on top.
Good morning, I'm Ferdy Salvador.
And Mikey Oreta, and welcome to Industry Beacon, where we shine a light on the trailblazers, the disruptors, and the industry leaders shaping our future. And in each episode, we'll explore how they're staying ahead in their respective fields, one industry at a time.
The industry changes quite rapidly.
We know where to go. We've got our comfort zone.
Those are early manifestations for the of what
I'm happy you told me that because now I know I'm not getting Alzheimer's.
Industry Beacon on BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Welcome back at the forefront. Coach Ana, do you have famous clients or celebrity clients, and would you care to share with us who they are?
I'm not personally with the tarot cards because I do also use oracle cards, which is way different or lighter than the tarot cards. I do have celebrity guests or celebrity patrons, or the most that sought after my certain services, which is, I don't know if I can mention, but it's Stephanie Subiri. She is a good friend of mine as well.
Actually, I have to disclose, she's done a tarot card reading for me.
Oh.
So, tinuruan mo pa si Steph?
No, she do on her own, but she do oracle cards. She's more on used to doing that because it's much lighter.
Yeah, oracle cards, may drawings then, but they're
Yes.
not the same as what you showed me
yes.
earlier. So that's perhaps why when she did a reading for me, the cards were different.
Different, yes.
Yeah, so iba pala yun. And oracle cards, are they also meant to provide advice and guidance or to read on your energies?
It's more on guidance and insight. Kasi si tarot cards, different niya doon sa oracle cards. It's more on diving deep. Self-discovery, in-depth personal growth, yung approach niya. So if you wanted to know more about the situation, the tarot session or tarot reading is more on advice. But if you're just seeking guidance, advices, or gaining clarity regarding situation, the oracle cards is more appropriate one and lighter one.
And what is your advice to people who have not tried tarot card readings or oracle card readings? What should be your mindset when you ask for a reading?
So your mindset in asking a reading is not for others, but more on for yourself. Because the tarot cards is more on self-discovery, rediscovering not only yourself, but more on what will your path, your soul purpose, what are you meant to do in this certain lifetime.
Nasisi ka na ba dati ng any of your clients na sinabi, kasi mali yung advice mo or yan tuloy, ganito yung nangyari sa akin? Have you experienced
So
that?
far naman, wala naman. But other clients had come back to me na what I have read to them a few months back happened. Because yung energy kasi ng tarot cards is somewhat 3 to 6 months yung energy niya yan. It lingers there. But it will be depending on you, on what will be your decisions and your actions for you to achieve the outcome that is meant by the card.
Meron ka bang mga areas that you stay away from? So may mga lumapit na ba sa'yo na advice na can you read about what's going to happen to my health or to my love life? Ano yung mga no-go areas mo?
So my no-go areas in tarot reading is more on the health. I'm very uncomfortable doing health readings kasi one time that I did a health reading, I felt uneasy. I felt a heavy feeling in my heart po during that certain question, and asked the client, please, can you revise the question? Kasi it feels difficult. It feels uncomfortable. And also, pregnancy.
You don't want to answer any questions about
Yes.
whether someone will be pregnant
Yes.
or whether they'll have a child.
It depends on them kasi. And legal cases, court cases, lotto numbers, I don't cater to those certain
Naku, yun pa naman yung sought after. Can you give me lotto numbers?
And also, third party, the cheating
Ay,
incident.
hindi mo ginagawa yun.
Yes.
Kasi I would think those are the popular questions like
Actually,
winning numbers in gambling or kung siswertehin ba sila. And of course, the cheating part.
Yes,
Because
may third
sometimes,
party ba si ganito?
but you can really read onto it, except you refuse to.
Yes, I refuse. Kasi it's quite negative yung approach niya. Kasi you are tapping in not only to the person that you are catering to, you are tapping into the energy of the person. Kasi the way that I do readings, I tap into the energy of the seeker, the one who is asking the reading, and also the partner that they have. And if their partner is quite negative, I can channel onto that. I can tap into that certain energy.
And do you find that it gets absorbed by you,
Yes.
the negative energy? That's why you also
Yes.
want to avoid.
Yes.
Have you been blamed by someone for ending a relationship? Like yung other person na lumabas siguro yung card na kanina yung absolutely no,
No.
na dapat. Meron na bang sumisi sa'yo dahil nag-break sila?
So far, wala naman. Kumbaga parang it's more on, okay, it's just a confirmation that I needed to hear. It's more on like that yung nagiging approach nila.
So you really read into the energy, the existing energy
Yes.
of people. And now let's look at Philippine politics. So the Philippine politics right now, it's going to be exciting. 2025 with the midterm elections coming up, and of course with everything that's happened in 2024. Let's find out what the tarot cards say through Coach Ana. So,
Okay.
of course, everyone already knows kanina, and explain mo na yung fundamentals,
Yes, the
right?
fundamentals.
So, this is not meant to be a guide for everyone to say
Yes.
na dapat accurate to 100%, no?
Kasi it will be depending on the people's decisions around this certain matter.
So, we'll just see what the tarot cards will show right now.
Okay.
Okay, so first question. Will Vice President Sara Duterte get impeached by Congress? Again, caveat sa mga nanonood, it depends on what the tarot cards will show us. Okay,
We have here the
Six
Six of Wands. With the Six of Wands, it's a yes, but then again, there are certain things that needs to be addressed first. This would take place, it depends on the decisions or the actions of people that is handling the situation.
Interesting. So, bakit 6 yung number?
6 is more on yung part of the spread. So each suits, we have 1 to 10. We have the ace, we have the kings, we have the knight, we have the queens and the pages. So one of it is the court suits, which we have the 6 of wands.
Interesting. Parang alam ko na kung sino dapat yung mga magde-decide, di ba?
Yes.
Yung meron naman
Public
talaga. In this
figure.
case,
Actually,
Congress.
this is representing public figures. The 6 of Wands represent people that is in the eye, people of those certain individuals that have been seen by individuals.
Interesting. Galing nga. And you just picked from here and medyo
And I
applicable
think
yung
this one
answer.
wants to come out because there would be a new beginning. So, bagong simula. So, alongside with this certain impeachment. But then again, this can take place depending on the decisions of people that will be here in the present, which is the people in the public eye, the Congress. Kung talagang they are really eager to do that, it will happen. But it will be depending on them.
Okay. And you know what's interesting? From a legal standpoint, someone can be impeached by Congress but not necessarily by the impeachment court. So it would be interesting to
Yes.
see how
This
this
would play
comes
out.
out. Yes. And next question. So do you have to shuffle again?
Yes,
Pag ganyan
I-
ba? Okay. So our next question is, will former President Rodrigo Duterte be taken to face charges before the International Criminal Court?
So again, this is
May
with
swords
the-
na naman.
We have the swords, but then again, this is a no. So, no, but then again, because it's quite struggling. There are a lot of struggles for us to preside this certain decision or this certain action.
But I want the camera to see this closer because what's interesting is as soon as binunot mo, naisip ko, yes yata to kasi ang daming sword. And someone looks like she's being
Painting.
stabbed by all the swords. But the words here say everything is fine.
So might be it looks like everything is fine, but then again, this is a no based on the representation of the cards. Let's see what is. This is a double no because we have here 4 of cups kasi may mga things na hindi natitignan or mga aspect na hindi napapagtuunan ng pansin.
Yun ang meaning ng Four of Cups.
So probably this is a representation na kaya no, meron pang mga bagay-bagay na na-overlook. Because kaya lang sa atin here in the Philippines, it's quite struggling na sa atin. Ang dami na natin pinagdaanan when it comes to this certain situation.
Okay. What an interesting reading from the tarot cards. Okay, next question.
I think I'll go shuffle.
And then do you have to include the other
Shuffle ko na
two?
siya. This one, let's see. I will see the sun.
Tsaka nakikita ko talagang gamit na gamit yung tarot
Yes.
cards, no? Mukhang marami nagpaparedy
Yes,
sa'yo, Coach
recently
Ana.
po. It's more in the year ahead po. Yung,
Oh. Okay, will President Bongbong Marcos' slate get the majority of Senate seats in the 2025 elections?
Knight of Cups. This is a yes. But then again, this is somewhat not totally a big yes. So, hindi siya ganun. Unless it is offered. So, kasi kung makikita natin with the Knight of Cups, it's a yes, but if it is offered to him. Kumbaga parang kung para talaga sa kanya, it will be given to him. But then again, with this certain cups, it means that we had to be open to anything that would take place. It's a yes, but it's
Sinong
not a
dapat
big yes.
open in this case? Yung mga candidates or the president?
I think it's more on the candidates. You had to be open na maaring may mangyaring changes depending even though it's a yes.
Okay. And does it have an accompanying card or?
To accompany it, kasi kailangan mo nila na maging clear on their approaches, the idea. Kasi with the Ace of Swords, is mean to say clear communication, being clear, clarity. So, kailangan maging malinaw. Kasi kung hindi naman malinaw yung approach or yung kanilang intentions, so it might not be na ganun yung mangyari.
Okay.
And then,
So again, quite relevant yung mga lumabas because when you're talking about candidates, it's really also up to them to communicate what their platforms
yes.
are. Okay.
Yeah, to
And
be-
then we have the next question. Okay, while you're shuffling, the next question is, do you see Senate President Cheese Escudero getting replaced as Senate President?
So we have here the Three of Cups. This is a yes, celebration. There would be celebrations. There would be probably a part of his circle din, yung papalit. It's a yes.
Because you mean pag celebration, will he be happy about the replacement or not necessarily?
Not necessarily, but it speaks na maaring part of his circle din po. Kasi these are friends, relative, colleagues, yung nakapaligid kasi with the Three of Cups. So meaning to say, maaring yes, na mapapalitan siya, it might be part of his circle din, do sa mga tao sa paligid niya. Then we have here the Page of Cups, the Page of Wands. But then again, we had to live at the present. Meron pang mga dapat pagtuunan ng pansin. So with the Page
Does
of
that mean yung yes is not certain or I don't know how they
Not
interact?
totally 100%, but it's a double yes. But it's more on live at the present muna tayo, live at the moment. So this would be taking place again depending on the decisions and actions of people.
Okay. Yan ang interesting din na forecast. We'll see what happens
Yes.
this 2025. And then for the next question, will there be massive political unrest for the remainder of President Bongbong Marcos's term?
Yes, with the Page of Pentacles. Kasi more on focus tayo doon sa bigger picture or material things. So talagang more on magkakaroon pa tayo. But then again, this is a page. This is minor na. Hindi na siya big political unrest. So little na lang, hindi na
So
ganun
baka
kabig.
we've gone through the worst,
The worst,
part na ba?
yes. We've gone to the worst
That's good
part.
to hear. I'm happy to hear that.
And to clarify that, there would be fulfillment, there would be a lot of happiness na on the horizon.
What is this card?
The Nine of Cups.
May mga
Wish
cups
fulfillment,
talaga.
probably we are wishing for the best for this year and then it will be fulfilled.
You know what's interesting? Earlier, you mentioned that 9 is the number for 2025.
Yes.
And because if you total the year 2025, it's number 9.
Yes.
So now it's appearing here when
You
we're
have here
asking
the
about
nine.
the
So-
remainder of for this year, 29 cups pa yung lumabas.
Yes. So meaning to say, this year, a lot of wish fulfillment. If we are wishing for changes when it comes to the political situation, our wish will be granted. But then again, we had to focus on the now, focus on trying to strategize on how we will be achieving that certain, kumbaga parang ma-settle yung
So
situation
like when
na
you
yun.
said, the question was if there's going to be unrest pa politically, meron pa talaga.
Meron pa, but
And then-
maliit na lang yung magiging problem or magiging unrest sa situation.
But interesting that the other card, it talks about change because there will be really change given the elections that are coming up. We're going
Yes.
to have a new set of senators, half of them, and then of course, re-electing Congress will bring changes as well. Even Next question, while Coach Ana is shuffling, can the tarot cards see whether the next president of the Philippines will be male or female, in 2028? Ayan, ilang years ahead na tayo.
Oh, years ahead. It's a female, actually.
Ah,
We have here a female, a lady.
Okay.
So, dark skin. So, anyways, but we had to bring balance first in our setup sa political aspect. And also, we had to be patient, let everything fall into place naturally. Kasi sometimes, maaring mangyari or hindi mangyari yung certain changes na yun. We had to, lumabas ulit siya, I did shuffle it. So, we had to focus on what needs to be done as of the moment.
Ang galing nga, may connection. This was the same card that we saw when we asked whether there would be political unrest this year. And dun sa, when we're talking about 2028 in terms of the next president, lumabas na naman siya, but now with
this
temperance.
one, clarifying this one, meaning to say, it's time for us to focus muna yung dealing with the situation, the political unrest, before we look forward in the near future.
Wow, Coach Ana, pagka nagkatotoo yan sa 2028, babalikan ko tong
Go.
episode na to at papakita namin dito sa Bilyonaryo
Nangyari
News
na to.
Channel.
We already have it here.
And must a tarot card reader be also a psychic? But before you answer that question, we'll have to take a short break. At the forefront, we'll be right back.
This is Weather HQ.
Good morning. Welcome to Weather HQ. I'm Paulo Del Rosario. Today's headline.
Get to know the latest weather update and forecast with information to help us understand important aspects regarding our
will
climate.
help to prevent flash
to
flooding.
provide access to clean water and the system level services to everybody who needs it.
Kung alala po natin, ang northeasterly wind flow po ay malamig na hangin po.
Whatever the weather, here on BNC.
Weather HQ, 9 a.m. The Bilyonaryo News Channel. A year of triumphs, challenges, and unforgettable moments. From breaking news to inspiring stories of hope and resilience. We've been there every step of the way, bringing you stories that shaped our nation. As the year ends, we look back and we look ahead. Join us for an exclusive look at the moments that defined 2024. Rise to Prosperity, the 2025 Bilyonaryo News Channel Countdown, hosted by Maricar Bautista and George Cahiles. Watch for it!
Welcome back at the forefront. Coach Ana, we've seen you do tarot card reading and it was amazing that you were answering questions with a yes or no. Hindi yung mga parang manghuhula na pwede or pwedeng hindi. But since you do have definite readings from a tarot card, must a tarot card reader be psychic?
Yes. Every tarot card reader is a psychic, but it depends on the gift that each one possess. Because for me, I only do the tarot cards and energy energy healing, energy channeling, but I don't have visions. Kasi may mga psychic that they do have visions alongside with the tarot cards. And that is quite scary depending on how you handle naman kasi.
So are you saying that personally, you're not a psychic?
I'm a psychic but in a different modality.
You mean you don't see the future?
Yes.
Wala kang nakikitang visions
No.
of what's going to happen?
Yes.
But you are able to read
Channel.
into
Energies.
Interesting. And now we'll do some tarot card readings on the Philippine economy. So, first question. Will the Philippine economy fare better in 2025 than the previous year?
Okay, this one. Yes, it's an 8 of Wands. So meaning to say there are a lot of opportunities, lot of things that will be coming our way this 2025. But we had to be clear kung ano ba yung gusto nating mangyari for this particular year of 2025.
And 8 is a lucky number sa
Yes.
tarot card ba? Is it also lucky?
Yes, it's an abundance number with the 8. And also this year, 2024, this is the 8th year. So karma, the cycles, infinity, the loops. So
2025 is an 8th
2024, sorry. this year.
2024.
Yes.
Kasi yung 2025
5
is
is
the
9.
9 year. Okay. And
Let's
next
clarify.
question. May
Let's
kasama
clarify.
siyang isa pa.
Because probably we are conflicted pa on what are the certain path, the certain things that we want to happen in our economy. We had to be clear. Kasi 8 is communication, opportunities, and kailangan din nating maging vocal kung ano man yung gusto natin.
And the 5 of Wands, earlier we also had Wands, but a different number.
Yes.
Is this a double yes in terms of the Philippine economy
Yes
doing
and
better?
no.
Yes and no.
Yes and no. Yes in a sense na kailangan muna natin maging vocal, kaya lang no, kasi we are still conflicted. We are not yet clear on what we wanted to happen in our economy. Marami pang struggles or marami pang conflict when it comes to our economy.
I wonder if the conflict relates to political conflict.
Yes.
It's there.
There.
What about policies?
Policies.
Like yung mga, we still have laws na, di ba,
Yes, unclear
constitutional
law.
change. That's been a hanging question na
Yes.
kailangan bang palitan yung economic provisions?
So, hindi
Is
pa
that an issue?
nagkakaroon kasi ng clarity when it comes to that. So, kaya ang hirap pa na maging clear kung ano ba yung magiging target natin for this 2025.
Sana naman
maging
maging
clear na
yes
sila.
na. Oo. And next question, do you see more foreign investments coming in the Philippines for 2025?
This one. Yes, with the 8 of Pentacles. So, more on, maaring ang mag-flourish atin is more on online. So, more on, kumbaga parang technology. Kasi we have here the computer, if you can see that. I usually interpret it yung mga images din, kung ano yung ibig sabihin. There will be more pentacles. And also, this is another 8.
I know, I noticed.
This is
When
another 8.
we've been asking about the economy, biglang naglabasan yung mga 8.
8. So, abundance. So, ibig sabihin, magiging abundant yung economy natin. But, we had to be clear, ano yung gusto nating ma-attract in our economy. So, we had to invest probably with the 8 also, we had to be goal-oriented kasi it represents goals, ano ba yung nagiging cycle na, what are the things that we needed to let go and we needed to work on. Kasi this is work. Literally, this is a time for us to put in the work that is needed.
But Coach Ana, if tarot card readings have been around for hundreds of years, bakit up-to-date na sila? Like in this picture, meron ng nasa computer.
Actually, it comes in different decks na. With me, I have different types of deck with different images. Kaya lang ito yung called ako nadalin for this day. I don't know why. Might be kasi nga magkakaroon na ng mga changes in modernity when it comes to the certain things that we are dealing now.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you picked a more relevant deck.
Yes.
And more up-to-date.
To clarify this one, is the justice. So, kailangan nating magkaroon muna ng balance when it comes to the justice system. So, speaking on that earlier in the economic situation. So, might be kailangan munang maayos yung justice system natin nangyayari sa economy natin before we attract this certain investments.
I wonder if the justice will also refer to holding corruption accountable.
Yes.
Kasi di ba yun naman yung mga, when we look at foreign investments, because our question is on foreign investments, we always score poorly as a country on corruption index. So, I wonder if yan yung
And also,
relevance ng
speaking
justice
it
card.
a while ago, the justice card is meaning karmic justice. So it's more in bringing balance, imposing justice, imposing more on the legal terms.
So meaning yung rule of law, we
Yes.
also have to make sure it's
clear.
properly enforced and
Enforced.
applied.
Yes.
And last question, what businesses will flourish for 2025? I wonder if this can be answered. So let us know if yung phrasing is correct for a tarot card reading. Because the iba, yes or no, but this one, what businesses will flourish for 2025?
With the Empress, it's more on the businesses that works on nurturing ourselves. It's more on motherly advices. So like me, more on nagpo-flourish na yung industry ng mga coaches, wellness, holistic. Kasi everyone now is aware na nababurn out na sa work. They are now looking for a purpose, looking for a direction. So this year, it's all about nurturing, working on yourself to be abundant. Because sometimes we tend to look for abundance on the external na hindi natin nakikita na sa sarili natin, we are abundant ourselves.
And this whole focus now on wellness, which is
Yes.
more preventive, like para
Mental health.
Yeah, mental health, and you don't get sick as well if you're mentally well and also physically well.
Yes.
So yun ang ano niya, all the wellness.
And yes, and speaking of that, it's more on soul's growth, soul's purpose. Kasi with the Two of Cups, this is the soulmate card. So more on, before you get that harmonious relationship with your career, with your finances, kailangan ikaw muna at peace sa sarili mo. So more on working on inner peace, getting that sense of inner peace with these certain services, holistic services, or wellness, or any other services that would nurture you, would magbe-benefit ka on the end.
Okay. And after we've asked you about the politics in the Philippines, the economy, I was asked by our producers to ask about myself also. Pero para ayoko. So, the question is, what lies ahead for me in
For
2025?
you, wow, for 2025.
Professionally.
Professionally.
Ayan. Naku, baka mamaya sabihin dito, papalitan ako na host. Okay. So much tension naman. Okay.
So, Eight of Cups. Eight na naman.
Eight na naman. Okay.
So we had the Eight of Cups. So there are certain changes that you needed to embark to. But before you welcome that certain change, you had to leave the old to welcome the new.
Leave the old.
Yes, old habits, old mindset, people, situation that is no longer serving you. Kasi nga, in transitioning to the year number 9, it's letting go, transformation, and more on reassessing what is working and what is no longer working for you.
When you say letting go of what doesn't work for you, apart from habits, it's also people?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
people. Sorry to be the bearer of good news. It can be friends, family, relatives, and also literally things na hindi na nakakatulong sa'yo, like old clothes, material furnitures. Kasi old
Pag narinig
things.
ka ng husband ko, kasi marami kaming tambak na 2 years niya na sinasabi sa akin, linisin mo na yan. And I keep saying, yeah, I'll take care of it.
Kasi old
But,
things contains old energy. So we had to release them so that we can welcome new energies in our life.
Okay.
So let's get you another
That's
card
very
to clarify.
insightful.
Kasi there would be abundance for you to
Oh,
welcome
I'm
this
happy to hear
certain Ten of
that.
Pentacles, abundance, prosperity, stability, and security. Kailangan lumabas ka sa comfort zone mo to welcome those certain changes that is on the horizon for you.
Okay, at least naging positive. Okay, and lastly, what does 2025 hold for At the Forefront?
So let's see. For the forefront. Okay. Oh, a lot of competition. So you need to be competitive with the Five of Swords competition. We need to be competitive in a sense na more on looking into our competitors as somewhat as a source of wisdom. Kasi yung competitors naman na meron tayo, sila din yung makakapagbigay sa atin ng knowledge kung ano man yung dapat nilang gawin. So, there would be stability after these certain competing times. Kasi as I have heard, this is just starting the forefront. So, this is the time for the forefront to overcome this certain obstacle. See those certain situation as somewhat a source of wisdom for you to achieve this certain stability. And
Four of Wands is stability.
Yes.
Kaya nakatayo siya around
and also
two
celebration. There will be
Oh,
celebration
okay.
after this certain, dahil we are approaching the new year. Then,
What a nice forecast. Okay, and sige, para last question naman for the whole channel. What does 2025 hold for Bilyonaryo News Channel?
Bilyonaryo.
Ayan, pati yung mga cameramen.
Excited. Excited.
Tense din sila. Okay.
So, after all of the unrest, so we have here the Nine of Swords, might be unrestful, sleepless nights and anxiety recently because of the channel. So this is the recent past. I'm going to pull 3 cards for this.
Nakikinig ba yung mga boss natin? Meron ba sleepless nights sa kanila?
There would be a new beginning. We have here the Ace of Pentacles, ginuntuan. Ginuntuan. There would be a new beginning after all of these sleepless nights and anxiety. But then again, for this new beginning to take place, what is the action that is needed? Kailangan magkaroon ng change of perspective.
Interesting. Yung explain mo kanina, the Hanged One, yan yung change of perspective.
Yes po.
Pero maganda yung magiging result if you're able to execute yung Hanged Man na change of perspective.
Apo.
Because as you can see, it's really like a ace of
Ace of coins.
Very
you
bright.
see, kumaga parang
Yeah.
the same visual with the hangman. Kung makikita nyo yun doon sa head niya, it's somewhat the same with the Ace of Pentacles.
Interesting. Well, I really enjoyed today, Coach Ana. It was really insightful, but ako nag-enjoy ako. I guess kasi di ba iba masyadong dinidibdib.
Yes.
Ako baka kung ano lumabas dyan. But I think for me, as long as you take it as it is,
Yes.
then I really enjoyed it. And everything provides you with some guidance on what you should do, including your advice on the politics and
Yes.
economy of the Philippines.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Coach
Thank
Ana
you,
Santiago. It
Atty.
was really wonderful to have you here.
It's a pleasant also on my, it's a pleasure.
And for those who watched our interview today, how can viewers get in touch with you for a personal reading?
Okay, so you may get in touch with me by messaging me on Instagram or Facebook page, Soul Tribe Tarot Reading Services, or at official Soul Tribe PH. And you can message me with the word tarot, or you kindly go to my website, www.anasantiago.coach. And if you're interested to have me as your coach to help you out in your journey to self-discovery, healing, inner child wounds, traumas, and issues, I'll be happy to help you out in this certain journey. You may reach me out by booking a free discovery call with me by going in also to at my website, www.anasantiago.coach.
Thank you so much, Coach
Thank
Ana. I
you.
really enjoyed today. Siguro next time, pag usapang politics, we'll also have you there too.
Sure.
And thank you and Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
It may not have scientific explanation as basis, but tarot card reading is an art that provides querents the opportunity to do an introspection to help in choosing our actions or decisions for the future. While tarot card readings may offer a glimpse of what's to come, everyone's future is still a result of what you are doing at the present. Join us again tomorrow, the first day of 2025, with another hopeful episode for the better year ahead. This is Attorney Karen Jimeno, greeting everyone a happy and prosperous new year.